Utah Senator Mike Lee and Governor Spencer Cox in the House chamber for the president's address tonight. They join us now from the nation's capital with their thoughts on the president's words. Gentlemen, thanks so much for making time for us tonight.
Thank you.
Let's get right into the speech. The president sounding optimistic as he talked about job creation, unemployment, infrastructure, and more. What were your thoughts as you were listening to the president tonight? Senator Lee, let's start with you.
Well, look, the president sounded a few notes that could have united and in some ways did. I think there were some missed opportunities as he's acknowledging the need to come together to find solutions to stop the scourge of illegal fentanyl. He failed to identify the source of that fentanyl, the fact that it's pouring through our increasingly porous southern border. It needs to be stopped. Nowhere did he acknowledge what needs to be done. I hope that he will in the coming days. He could have also brought the audience together, Democrats and Republicans, representatives and senators tonight, by talking about the debt ceiling and the fact that we need to raise it. We need to figure out reforms to make sure that we're not back in the same position just a few months after raising it again. He didn't. He instead chose to badly mischaracterize the policy positions of half the members of Congress, people right in front of him. Now, it's one thing if you're going to engage in good-spirited debate about a good faith policy disagreement. He didn't do that tonight. He repeatedly mischaracterized our positions, and it landed like a lead balloon.
Governor, you know the stakes in a situation like this, delivering your State of the State address just a couple of weeks ago. What did you think about what you heard from the Commander-in-Chief tonight?
Well, it was certainly very different. It's actually very different. It's the first time I've been in the gallery. I so appreciate Senator Lee and his kind invitation. And it was actually harder to hear. So there were portions of the speech that we couldn't hear up there anytime he talked over some of the applause lines. So that was very different. But look, it is very different. As a governor, I have to balance the budget every year, working with our legislature to do that. Obviously, there was a lot of tax and spend talk going on when we're actually cutting taxes and doing some amazing things in the state. So there were some areas of agreement we certainly saw around social media, something we're focused on. And I know Congressman Stewart is running a bill. It looked like we had bipartisan support for that issue. So a few bipartisan issues, but mostly more of a divisive tone.
Senator, I don't know if you had a chance to see it yet, but there was a moment the camera caught your face, clearly disagreeing with what the president was saying. You were also active on your personal Twitter account during this speech. Give us an idea of what was going through your mind during those moments. What
was going through my mind was a reaction of absolute incredulity. This is my 13th State of the Union as a U.S. Senator. I've sat through these with a Republican and with the two different Democrats in the White House. I've never seen a president show up and so badly mischaracterize the other party's positions. We've seen good-spirited debate before, but not this. I was very disappointed and discouraged, and I'm also very concerned. I think the president's team has put him in a position to fail. I think they prepared remarks ill-suited for the moment, and the president's not at his best right now. And sadly, he wasn't in a position to see that and to decide not to give remarks that everyone else would have known and that the White House staff should have known would have ended so badly.
Governor, back to your State of the State address. You were very optimistic about where we stand as a state. We are Utahns. We are also Americans. Are you as optimistic about where we are as far as trajectory as a country?
Well, a little less optimistic as far as trajectory, but again, I do believe in the people of our country, and I know Senator Lee does as well. And it's that optimism that there are better days ahead. If there were any parts that I think resonated positively, it was that American exceptionalism piece that he started with. I wish we would have heard more of that throughout, because we are the greatest nation in the world, and that's where there is agreement. There are opportunities for us to do really important things like immigration reform, but you have to secure the border, and we didn't hear as much talk about that as we should have heard. And those, I think, were missed opportunities. But I always believe in the American people and our ability to come through even the most difficult of times.
Senator Mike Lee and Governor Spencer Cox on the State of the Union address tonight. Gentlemen, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you, Glenn.
All right, and back here at home, a bill that could mean major changes for how domestic violence calls are handled by police passed a House committee today, Senate Bill 117.